To know more such amazing stories from Indian history, click the bell icon and subscribe to Live History India. In the heart of Patna is the Bihar Museum, one of the most famous museums in the city and a popular tourist attraction. What makes it so famous is not just the collection it houses, but also the very idea behind it. In a country where museums are considered old-fashioned relics and are grossly underappreciated by the local communities, the Bihar Museum has broken new ground. We go on a tour of the museum with the former bureaucrat Mr. Anjani Kumar, who has been closely associated with the museum, to find out what makes it so different. Anjani Kumar, former Chief Secretary of Bihar and currently Policy and Program Implementation Advisor to the Chief Minister of Bihar, has been involved with the museum from when it was first conceived. He spoke to us about the idea behind the museum and how it came about.
You are aware, Bihar has a very rich cultural history, and it has been seat of power for a very long time. During ancient period, we had Magad Empire, Gupta, Mauryan Empire. That time when Patliputra, this place was capital of India, India was bigger than what it is today. It has that type of history and culture, and it has Nalanda University, Vikramshila University, which was a huge educational institution at that point of time. 10,000 students from different countries. All those things are there in past. Then you have Aryabhat, who invented zero. So with that cultural history and pride, the government, when Nitish Kumar's government came in 2005, so the idea was to restore that pride, that is one, make people aware of the history of Bihar, and third was to create a modern contemporary museum. Because unfortunately what happened, even during, after post-independent India, you have some museums in India which was done by, in colonial period, done by Britishers, done by some princely estates, but no real good museum came in post-independent period. So we thought that there is a huge gap, and Bihar should showcase the history of Bihar and India to the world. So that was the idea. Second reason was that Bihar had to take a route for development. So we selected, government selected that education is our strong area, culture, tourism. So these agriculture-based industries. So these softer areas, we thought let us take this route and develop Bihar. Because we didn't have that much mineral resources and that much of land also. After bifurcation of Jharkhand, our density of population is highest. So land is a big, scarce commodity. So we thought that let us take this education, tourism, agriculture route and develop Bihar. So that was the idea and vision of our Chief Minister, and this project Bihar Museum came because of that. The idea came around 2010. So we had a Patna Museum. It's a beautiful architecture, a beautiful building. But if you go to that museum, you have world-class artifacts, but very badly presented. Lighting is not proper, display is not proper. So the experience of the visitor is not that good. So we thought we have everything. Only thing, it has to be showcased in a modern manner, contemporary manner. And so when my Chief Minister visited Patna Museum, then we thought we have so much of artifacts, let us create a new museum. And to show the importance of this project, the land that you are sitting here in Bihar Museum, that land is center of Patna. So we had 4 ministers' bungalow here, and they were demolished to create a space for Bihar Museum. It is in center of Patna, very valuable land. And because that importance that wanted to give to our culture and history. So 2010 it started, work would start 2012-13, but because we had to demolish the earlier structure, then there are some small litigations also. So that also took some time, and by 14 we could start our children's section. 2014 we started. Then slowly added these. Another problem was when I was dealing, because I was involved with this museum right from the beginning as a nodal officer, which I continue to do today even. So that time the problem was because no new museum was made. So getting resources was a serious problem. If you want to do something world class, so how to tender, how to get an international jury for selection of architects, how to get a concept consultant, who will do the fabrication, and all these things I had a plan to do it international standard. Because before making this museum, I did visit very good important museums of the world. Different countries I went and I saw their museum, how they manage it, how they display and how they do things. So with that knowledge, the good practices that I got from there, Bihar Museum was created. So getting resource was also a problem. Like if you are putting a, say, good glass cases, it's not made in India, good stones. So those type of things came. Then lighting. Lighting is completely different in today's museum. So completely concept of diffused light, how to get that diffused light, how to get that quality of, those quality of things, how our people, visitors will get world-class experience. So these things were in the background.
But there were many challenges in creating a museum to international standards, especially due to a paucity of local expertise. To create this world-class museum, help was taken from experts around the world.
A few good things. One good thing was I did visit important museums like MoMA, Metropolitan Museum, British Museum, Tate, even museums in Japan, South Africa. So that from there, the curators, the directors of those museums, they also, because they also wanted to do partnership with India. But when they want to come to India, they don't have that space where they can do a good exhibition. So these were real serious problems. Because if you go to the old museums, they have a very traditional type of exhibition space, which does not cater to modern requirements. So that was one. And second was, one great thing happened was the whole art community of India, they supported us. Whoever we wanted to contact, whoever we wanted to consult, they all were available, they came, whoever could come, they came. So I got a huge support from art fraternity. And all people related to art, they came without asking. That was a great experience for me, great learning experience. So that made my things, easier. I could always get a good counsel, good advice from people.
Great care was taken in the design of the building down to the very last detail. Everything was specially designed, from the stonework to the furniture in the rooms. This attention to detail is what makes the building so unique.
So the idea was, the idea brief was that when people enter museum, they should get that type of, less noise, more peace, that type of. So when you enter this museum, you see a cascading, very small spring, and that, in moonlit night how it will look. So the first experience. Then you go inside, and architect very interesting that he created 7 courtyards in this, just to control sound. Otherwise, Patna is very noisy. So that was one area which we thought, how will reduce sound, and people get that experience, that they are in peace, or there is no noise, but that type of thing. And we had very funny experiences also, like when I was using that cotton steel as a cladding material for the museum. So first some people said, what is this? This is jung laga hua loha hai. This is a wrought iron. Then I had to teach them that no, it's a steel, it's a cotton steel, and this weathers. So that concept was not there. So that also I learned outside, that museum has to play a role in the society by bringing new things, new technology and new idea, new design, so that people learn. You can see these chairs and these tables, they are differently designed, beautifully designed. And even like our amphitheater, or even our where we do the introduction of visitors, there the furniture people are saying just buy furniture from the best vendor. The idea was no, we will create new design of chairs People should get a new experience and they should replicate in their homes and in their offices. So that, to giving that leadership role to the museum in the area of design, experience, new material, that role also has to be played by this museum. So when that cotton steel thing came, still people were not convinced, and they said when it will be painted, and I had to say it will not be painted. It will remain like this and it will slowly weather. It will change its color very slowly, and I had seen this cotton steel in Japan. So that was experience, many things. Like we had to start a contemporary art museum here. That small section is on contemporary art. There are many sections, one section is contemporary. So we had to select, 25 senior important contemporary artists of India. Then say that, where is that committee? But we did a very simple thing. I just Googled it, 25 important contemporary artists. I got those names. I said, these are 25 people. So why should I go by a committee or 2 people, 3 people's advice when I am getting advice from crowd? It was criticized also. But it was a very great learning exercise, and people by and large very strongly supported me. And I did not get only support from India, I got international support. We did a Bihar Museum Biennale. We wanted to do it physically. We wanted to bring all Indian museums on one platform so that people can see the strength of our artifacts, our history, our culture. Somehow because of Corona could not happen in physical mode, so we had to go to virtual mode. A great success. Many countries participated, and in fact, in the end, I could not accommodate them. That was the interest. So people outside India also want things to happen in India in a modern, contemporary manner.
What is so heartening is that the entire art and museum fraternity from not just India but around the world came together to support this initiative of the Bihar government.
First, they thought that once Bihar Museum comes, then there will be pressure on other states to create something like this. Because India, each state has a big history, very diversified and huge collection, which is in their various state and district museums. They had the artifacts. So there will be pressure in states, that is one. Second, we kept it open to private museums also. Though it is a government initiative and it is funded by government, but we kept it open to everybody. And if something is happening good in private sector, we took. And in all our activities, private sector is participating in a very big way. And that is good. They also wanted, because there is a limitation in, I am not saying people can make, but most of your private museums are small museums. Because of, naturally, the government has larger resources, land, etc. So, but they also want that there should be an exhibition space where real international level thing can happen. Like I saw in Great Britain, I saw one exhibition where 150 feet long and 50 feet wide boat was displayed. Where you can display in India? Nowhere. No covered space in India. We created one. We said that okay, any type of exhibition can happen in India, so that's not a problem. Private sector also, people support.
The Bihar Museum contains some priceless artifacts that are a part of not just India's but the world's heritage and draws visitors from around the world.
One good thing happened was that right from the beginning we got a concept consultant called Lord Cultural Resources. They are very good. They are best in the museum sector in the world. So they were our concept consultant, and our idea was that from civilization to early civilization to 1800, that period, all those artifacts will come to Bihar Museum and rest will go to Patna Museum. So Patna Museum will ultimately become a modern and contemporary museum. And so if you want to know the history of Bihar, you have to see both museums. And the another idea of our Chief Minister is to connect these two museums by art tunnel. So we are going to make the work has started. Once you come to this museum, one ticket, you can see both museums, and you can go through that tunnel, 1.5 kilometers. That is another new thing that will happen in India. The two museum will be connected. So that was basically a time. So basically it will be a history museum primarily. Though here you will see we have a section on Bihar diaspora. So that is very important for Bihar. People from Bihar has gone to all places and they created many countries like Mauritius, Suriname, Fiji. So Bihar diaspora is important. Our folk art is very important. Folk and regional art. Then I have a section on contemporary art. Then you have exhibition space. But primarily it's a history. The most famous artifact is Yakshi, Didarganj Yakshi. That is beautiful. That you will see. People, some articles came, some writings, they said Mona Lisa. I said, why Mona Lisa? Why when this Yakshi was there, Mona Lisa was not there. So Mona Lisa is much after and it has a different beauty. Anyway, so Didarganj Yakshi is the best. Then we have some beautiful figurines with nice headdresses, terracotta figurines. They are beautiful. Then we have this bronze from Bihar. Those items are very important and you will see in important international museums also. Those bronze statues, they are beautiful. Then you have some stone Buddhas period and those type of things. Something what happened earlier, because naturally very important things went to our national museum. Then the second was that museum in Kolkata. So whatever was left, because very early findings went to national museum. And then we have many things to say in history. Then we have coins, very big, huge collection of coins, very huge collection. And that we are displaying in a completely different manner. Basically here the concept is little different. It is not, like most of the museums, not don't touch, don't. You don't have any don't. So here we, in fact, in children's section you will see we encourage people to touch. Please. So the materials are such that has been used, where it's a little hardy and we want our children to see, touch, feel, experience. So here the idea is little different. We want to make it participative. Here the focus is not on knowledge, it is more on experience. So get that experience. Like you can see that Didarganj Yakshi from historical point of view, archaeological point of view, and write 10 pages. But somebody who is experiencing by going there, the whole thing, so that is different. So here is the focus is on experience.
One of the biggest challenges that museums face today is how to stay relevant to local communities, especially young students.
Bihar has the most youthful population. Means if you see the age pyramid, we have a almost 50% population is very young. So we had to focus on young population, and that is the group who should know the history and culture and ancient, glory of Bihar. So they should develop that type of pride. So the focus was on children. So we made children, that is one. Second was that we want to develop curiosity among them. And a scheme was started in which we give some money to all schools, all government schools in an annual basis, and they make trips. So they come, they see things, they experience things. The focus is on children. And it's basically, we want family, and so that you have a plate, you have something for everybody. And in fact, we have started a restaurant here, and that restaurant also gives you Bihari cuisine only. So we can play with that Bihari cuisine, but that base, the core has to be Bihari cuisine. Because we wanted to establish that there is a cuisine in Bihar. Get Gujarati thali, Rajasthani thali, but there is nothing like Bihari thali. So the idea was, that's why this museum also is for branding. So that branding is very important. That was also in our mind. That experience. So suppose you can come for taking snacks or lunch, go to shop, buy few things. If the children can play in that area, somebody can see the film. Somebody can see contemporary art or exhibition if it is running. So, you have variety so that you get engaged.
Due to its unique experimental concepts and displays, the Bihar Museum appeals not just to tourists but also to the residents of the Patna city.
They are our, and we want this museum more for them than for academics. No, academics is fine. It should happen. Research should happen. We have a library. We have the provision for research. That is also very integral part of it. But more is, this museum is basically primarily for Bihar than for India. So the people coming to be, and my people, the people of this state and this city should be happy. In fact, I am going to plan I'm planning one project, I want to photograph people when they are entering and when they are going out. So the success measurement is going to be how much smile is on his or her face. So the experience is that main thing. You also learn something. But I don't expect that somebody who visits, Mauryan section of my museum will become expert on Mauryan. For that you will have to read detail, but you can see. And the things have been created. It's not like, very dull display of each artifact displayed on one pedestal. Here there is a story. So here in this museum there is another thing which is different. The style is a storytelling. So when you enter a gallery, so a story starts and a story, and another story starts. So that concept also will change, because we know people have so many problems of their own, and so here they should come and enjoy, feel nice, feel proud, feel good. That is right.
Today, due to the global pandemic, museums around the world are facing an unprecedented crisis. The Bihar Museum faces similar challenges and is trying to reinvent itself.
Last 1.5 years almost, many times museum had to be closed because life is more important, so it was closed. But we now know that one thing is that some virtual, so physical thing will remain and physical activities will continue, but we will also have a component so that people, if they are not able to come because of any reason, they can enjoy that exhibition sitting in their home. But I will tell you that sitting in home and experiencing that exhibition is completely different than coming here, physically seeing it, talking to the people, meeting with people, so that physical aspect will remain and it should remain. And that is our strong area. We are not going to leave that. But because of the changing environment, now we are also strongly going virtual. Like, suppose somebody wants to know what are the 25 important artifacts, need not come. You can see on YouTube or our website. So those type of things now we are making more, and in future we will be making much more. We have some little, it's a very young museum, so we have to create a core staff and core expertise inside museum, so that those things are created. Like you have in good international museum, you get stories, you get new things, and presentation also is very important. So for that you require professional people in your system. Cannot be always from outside. For some event, people can come from outside, but you need a regular core team for doing all. So that is in our idea we are going to do. So it should be, something like Louvre for Paris, so something like Bihar Museum for Bihar and India. Bihar should be known for Bihar, and Bihar should be known for the history and culture of Bihar. So that is one. Second, of course, is we also have such modern and contemporary art museum. And thirdly, we will connect with younger generation more in future. And we have a confidence that we will get a good response. Because earlier the museum problem is just presentation. Earlier, like Jadughar or Ajaib Ghar, the museum will just go. But here they should be completely different. And then another big difference is that it has to keep changing. Otherwise, if you do it once and same thing, people will not keep on coming, because if they will same thing, why they will? So it's more dynamic. So you have to create new things, new activities, new exhibition, new displays. You can even change displays. So you have to create innovatively. You have to, so that it continues to be attractive, and that is a very big challenge in India even today. Very big challenge. With that type of expertise, that type of resources, even technology we don't have. Now because of this museum, some Indian companies and Indian firms also have got some because they worked with them. Because one system rule is that even if you employ a international agency, he has to have an Indian partner. Some Indian partners are getting ready, and some Indian firms are getting a foreign collaboration. So now that gap is slowly getting filled up. Then there are some private initiatives where they are using those people. So now things in last 10 years has changed. I think we will. Of course, you cannot become something like very technologically advanced. And those type of things are right now does not require. And in our own, we believe that our team should produce. Instead of getting somebody from outside and doing it for some time. It's better that you develop that capacity and that expertise in your own team. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge to continue making it innovative, new, so that more and more people come, not only from Bihar, from different parts of India and world. And people will come. Whatever experience we have for 2 years, and we have seen people come. People want to come.
There are more than 800 museums in India, some of which contain the finest repositories of Indian art and cultural heritage. But most of these museums are facing challenges with funding, infrastructure, and staying relevant to local communities. The lessons learned from the Bihar Museum, such as creating an experiential environment for visitors, going digital, and tapping into a network of international experts, is the way forward for museums in India.